Hello, Majors fans, and welcome to beautiful Labatt Memorial Park as your London Majors finish off the regular season here at home to take on the Brantford Red Sox in a makeup game from July 19th, as everything is just about underway here from Labatt Memorial Park as the umpires are at home plate, and we're just about to announce the starting lineup for tonight's London Majors, and we'll take a look at it here right here on Majors TV as we see pretty close to the same lineup that we saw last night with the Majors taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, as we see Yuki Yasuda leading off again with Carlos Arteaga following behind him, and Ismael Pena in left field, Cleveland Brownlee at DH, Josh Williams at one tonight, as we see him back in the lineup as he almost had his first career home run last night. We see Mike Ambrose back behind the plate, and a different that we see today is we see Kyle Gormandy out in right field with Steve Froese at third and Miles Miller in center field, as we saw him have two triples last night, so it's definitely going to see what he has going on tonight as we take it to the field with Dave Woody here as we get ready for the start of the game tonight.
At first base, wearing number 37, Josh Williams. Behind the plate for your Majors, number 32, Mike Ambrose. In right field, number 10, Kyle Gormandy. At third base, number 28, Steve Froese. The man in the middle, center fielder, number 13, Miles Miller. And your third pitcher, number 63, Miguel Burgos. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you please rise if you're able. Remove your caps, gentlemen, for the national anthem. Then out moves down the field. Out, who we got tonight?
Thanks so much, Wayne. Tonight we have Wayne McDonald with us. Wayne is a local musician who recently provided entertainment for the Canada Day celebrations at Terry Hill Mall. Councillor Bill Squire was in attendance and approached Wayne about performing at a London Majors game. So fans, here he is, Wayne McDonald.
The true north, strong and free, from far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Wayne McDonald. How does 5-3 winning sound? If London Majors pitchers strike out 5 or more opposing hitters during any home game this season, each fan in the park will receive a coupon for a 5-3 win.
Of the national anthem there, as we're just about underway here from Labatt Memorial Park as Miguel Burgos is out there getting ready to take on the Brantford Red Sox here after he had a dominant game in Hamilton where he pitched the whole game only giving up one run, and this will definitely be a great start for him as he gets set to get ready for the playoffs here. And we're going to take a look at the standings here. Everything almost completely set when it goes to playoffs, but we see Barrie and Kitchener. Kitchener's game tonight is a very important. They win tonight, it will force a one-game playoff between Barrie and Kitchener tomorrow night from Barrie. So if Kitchener beats Guelph tonight, it'll definitely be a very interesting Sunday in the IBL, as they'll have to play a one-game playoff to decide the pennant winner. And we're also going to take a look at the lineup for the Brantford Red Sox. A very different lineup from what we normally see with an out-of-town team here, as they have 3 juniors and a pitcher batting tonight, as we see Victor Muse at DH batting 5th tonight, Doug Parks leading off playing shortstop, Nick Burdett at second, Roger Keane playing center field tonight, and Matt McGovern, who will be playing first base tonight. And like we just mentioned, Victor Muse, a pitcher, has 1 game batting and had 3 at-bats and actually had a hit in that game. He's average of .333, so it'll be interesting to see what we see him do tonight. Hopefully we don't see him till the 2nd inning. And then we've got Evan Ryan batting 6th, playing third base, Abel Den Santos playing right field, Mike Buki playing left, and Aiden Muir behind the plate for the Red Sox. And Edison Frias, as I mentioned in my pregame video tonight, he will be on the bump taking on the majors tonight. As Burgos is ready, the umpire is cleaning the plate, and we're ready for action here from Labatt Memorial Park. As Doug Park steps in for the game tonight to lead us off here. Burgos set, and the first pitch is in there for a ball. First pitch here at 7:40 p.m., so we're on time here tonight, and it's a beautiful night for baseball. Burgos comes set, and that one's in there for a strike, bringing the count to 1-1 on Doug Parks. Burgos set, and that'll be in there for strike 2. And fans, if you don't recognize my voice, it's actually not Noah nor Dylan tonight. It's Matt Hiscox on the mic tonight. Burgos set, and that's popped up foul. Burgos looking for the payoff pitch here, and that one's fouled back here to the screen, leaving the count at 1-2 to the leadoff man for the Red Sox. Burgos looking to get quickly through this game tonight. Payoff pitch, and it's right back to Burgos. Couldn't ask for anything easier for him, and he'll throw over to Josh Williams for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Nick Burdett for the Red Sox. Nick Burdett playing second base tonight, averaging a .202 record right now. The first pitch is in there for a ball to Burdett, as we see Burgos trying to get that outside corner on the Brantford Red Sox already. And that one's popped up to center field. Miles Miller with an easy catch there in left center. And that puts us 2 outs already.
Center fielder number 14, Roger Keane.
As Robert Keane gets some cheers from the fans here as he steps into the left batter's box here. Burgos set. That's outside. It'll be past Mike Ambrose. We've seen a few start off the batters with a ball to start off multiple times here already tonight. We're only through 2 outs. That one's in there for ball 3 to the center fielder, Roger Keane. Burrow's looking to get back in the count, and that's in there for a strike on the outside corner. Fastball in there. Looked like Keane was taking that all the way. Burgos set here with the pitch, and that one's up high. Keane was able to hold off on the pitch, and that'll put a runner at first base here in the first inning. Bring up Matt McGovern to the plate. Burgos looking to have a quick inning, but with a runner on first base, definitely changes things around, probably from his mindset before. We want to thank everyone here for watching. We see a lot of different people watching all across Ontario. As Matt McGovern steps in here. Matt McGovern, also a pitcher for the Brantford Red Sox, as we see a depleted lineup, it seems like, tonight, as he's playing first base, and Burgos gets ahead of him with a hard fastball there. McGovern has batted in 9 games already this year as a pitcher. You don't see that many, a lot right now. You know, we see Izzy Pena right now pitching, playing left field, playing first base. We see that a lot here in London, but we don't see it a lot on many other teams this year. As Burgos misses with the second pitch there, driving the count to 1-1. With a runner on first base, it'll be interesting to see how the pitcher handles himself while swinging the bat. That one's popped up to center field. Yuki Usuda actually there. And it'll be an easy 1-2-3 there with a runner on first, and we'll go to the bottom of the first here. London Majors looking to get up in front here in the bottom of the first. And we're back here live from Labatt Memorial Park as Yuki Yasuda will step in here to lead us off here in the bottom of the first. Yuki has had himself a great time here in London since he's come over from Japan. Has been a very stable bat in the lineup and is well stable the infield as the first pitch is in there for a ball. And that one's in there for a strike, running the count to 1-1. That one comes in there for a strike 2. As Yasuda falls behind, but he's always very, very well when he's at the plate, as he's definitely going to battle hard there. And that one's in there for ball 2, bringing the count to even at 2-2. The pitch from Fries, and it's a bouncer to third base. Over there to Matt McGovern at first, and Yuki Yasuda will be out on the ground out. Bringing Carlos Arteaga to the plate.
97, Carlos Arteaga.
Carlos, since he's been back with the team, he didn't start with the team this year. Decided he would work himself and work hard to get into life, as he said, but always missing the game here. He's played in 27 games, has hit in every single game. He has 35 hits this year. And another thing we see with Carlos is the first one's always a fake bunt. You see everyone crash, and then it's always different to see what he pulls on the next pitch, because he's showing the bunt, and now we see Fries come in, and it's another one inside on Carlos Arteaga. Fries with the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 1, bringing the count to 2-1. And that one's in there for a strike. Not sure if Carlos agrees as he looks back at third base coach Brent Wales, bringing the count to 2-2. Carlos now has to battle there to keep the at-bat going. And he'll strike out on an outside pitch. 2 out here in the inning. Bringing the power back of Izzy Pena to the plate. Izzy has had himself a very good year both on the bump and pitching this year. So we'll see what Izzy can do here as he steps into the batter's box to face off against Edison Fries. Fries comes sets quickly here, and it's in there for ball 1. Look to be low and outside. Izzy Pena is someone who definitely can battle at the plate. And that one's in there for a high, strike 1. That one's lined to the second baseman, but will be a bounce into his glove. And that'll be the inning there as the Majors go down 1-2-3. And we'll bring up Miguel Burgos back to the bump. And we'll go to the top of the second inning here, live on Majors TV.
Victor Muse.
We're back here for the top of the second inning, as Victor Muse, the pitcher, will be in tonight to face off against Miguel Burgos. We see now two pitchers in the lineup for the Brantford Red Sox. Burgos in there for the first pitch, and it's fouled off of Muse's foot as though it rolled to third baseman Steve Froese. But it definitely, we can see by the reaction for the pitcher there, Victor Muse, that it would definitely hit him in the foot. And that one's lined off Burgos' glove to Yuki Asada at second base, and it'll make the easy out to Josh Williams, as he also shattered Victor Muse's glove, or bat there. Bring up Evan Ryan to the plate.
Third baseman number 10, Evan Ryan.
And that's the first broken bat for Miguel Burgos. The short left-hander definitely has the stuff that we like to see out of a pitcher, and he can definitely shatter some bats. As Evan Ryan misses on that breaking ball and gets Burgos ahead 0-1. The pitch. That one's in there for ball one, is bringing the count to 1-1. That one's bounced to Steve Froese. Steve with a throw over to the big first baseman Josh Williams. And it's a quick 1-2 here for the Majors.
Right fielder number 18, Abel Dos Santos.
And that'll bring De Los Santos to the plate. De Los Santos, another pitcher here, recently pitched against the Barry Bay Cats, as Burgos is in there for strike one. This is actually his first at-bat in the IBL. That one's bounced foul, will bring the count to 0-2 for Burgos, as he looks to work through this pitcher-filled lineup for the Red Sox. That one's in there for strike three, and Burgos gets through the inning without an issue. That'll take us to the bottom of the second. Majors Red Sox tied at 0. Slow down the stairs, and we're back for the bottom of the second. Big DH, Cleveland Brownlee. Over 100 home runs for his career. We'll lead off here. He's actually one shy of 400 RBI. So he needs one RBI tonight to have 400 career RBIs. And he looks to do it leading off here. And the best way to do that is with a home run. So we'll see what Brownlee can do here facing off against Fries. And the first one's in there bouncing to the third baseman. And it's thrown over for the first. And Cleveland's retired on one pitch. And that'll bring up Josh Williams. We saw Josh had a great night last night. Looked to have his first career home run, but it hit the top of the wall there, in there for a double. He had a stolen base and a single. So a great night last night for Josh Williams in the loss to the Maple Leafs. We'll see what he can do for an encore here against the Red Sox. Fries is in there with the first pitch, and it's fouled back. And like we mentioned earlier, the big game tonight, Kitchener-Guelph. Kitchener wins that game, we go to a one-game playoff for the pennant. Kitchener loses that game, it's Barry's pennant. The count is 0-2, and Williams strikes out there. 2 out in the inning. Bring Mike Ambrose, the catcher, here to the plate.
The catcher, number 32, Mike Ambrose.
Ambrose having himself a good year. Started at third base, now back behind the plate, sharing duties with Jonathan Thibodeau. Had Larry Bockwell back for a while before he signed with the Ottawa Champions of the Can-Am League. First pitch is in there for a strike. Ambrose has 5 home runs, 20 RBIs there as he fouls that one off the catcher's mitt. Bring the count to 0-2. Two strikes, 2 out here to Ambrose. The pitch, and it's drive to left field, and it'll be over the left fielder's head, and he'll be in there at second, standing up. It looked to hit off the hedges out there in left field, but either way, it'll be a stand-up double for Ambrose. And the Majors here with 2 out in the inning have a runner on second base. Bringing Kyle Gormandy, playing right field tonight, giving Byron Reichstein a night off. It's also Byron Reichstein's birthday today, so maybe a little gift from Coach Roop Chandler to that to give the veteran a night off. I'm sure Byron would love to be in there, but before playoffs, you want to give him a night off. Ambrose at second with Gormandy in there. The first pitch from Fries is in there for a strike. Looked to be a low breaking ball. Fries taking his time there out on the rubber, looking to get the right call he wants. As Ambrose takes his lead off second. Gormandy in there. He pops that one over to third base. Look to be jammed there as we'll go to the top of the third here. Majors and Red Sox still tied 0-0. No hits for both sides. see Brandon Valentine in again tonight, as he pitched last night. Could qualify with, I believe, 3 innings pitched tonight to get him into playoffs. So we'll see Valentine come into the game tonight, giving Burgos 2 innings just to get him ready for the playoffs starting on Tuesday. Again, the first game for the playoffs against the Welland Jackfish will be Tuesday night. Noah will have the call from Welland as we look to go after the Jack Domingo Cup. The left fielder Mike Bucci will be in there for the Red Sox to lead off the inning. Valentine, with his first pitch here in the inning, will be high. 1-0 count. That one's in there for strike 1, bringing the count to 1-1. The pitch from Valentine on the outside there for a strike, as Bucci didn't think it would have been a strike there, but it's called strike 2. Bring the count to 1-2. That's strike 3 with a good breaking ball. First strikeout for Valentine here is the first batter he faces. And that'll bring in number 7, Aiden Mayer. The catcher in tonight's game, as we mentioned, it is a pitchers-filled lineup for the Red Sox, as they have Victor Muse and Matt McGovern and Abel Del Santos all batting tonight for their team. And that'll be in there for strike 1. 1 out here in the inning. Valentine with the pitch. And it's chopped up to first base. Valentine will recover, throw to Josh Williams for out number 2. Majors are making quick work of the Red Sox here tonight. Doug Parks in here as the leadoff man tonight. Parks in 15 games this year has an average of .236 with 3 home runs. So he's definitely got some power as he lines the first pitch he sees into center field for a leadoff or a single here. Putting a runner at first base with Nick Burdett, the second baseman, coming to the plate. And we will be keeping you updated on that Guelph Kitchener game as well, as Valentine with his first pitch is fouled off there into the left side stands. Bringing the count to 0-1 with 2 out here. Doug Parks on first base. Valentine on the mound as we saw Burgos go 2 innings tonight. That one's in there. Burdett holds up on the pitch, bringing it to 1-1. Pitch is in there, 1-2 on the second baseman for the Red Sox. Pitch is in there in the dirt, and he's called out on the swing. Valentine was off the mound before it was even called, as it was an obvious swing there. And we'll go to the bottom of the third here. 3 strikeouts already in the game for 2 pitchers, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. The major is up. at the plate, and we'll see what happens here. We'll be back here for the bottom of the third base, or the third inning, sorry. The third baseman, Steve Fields, into the game here for his first at-bat. Rose looking to get the majors. A leadoff runner here on base. Fries with the first pitch there in for a strike. Fries has done well tonight, limiting the majors. The majors look to change that, as that's in there for strike 2. 0-2 to the third baseman. That one's squibbed off the bat to the second baseman, Nick Burdett, and Froze will be thrown out there at first base. Bringing up the speedy Miles Miller. We saw what he did last night. 2 triples in the game. So we'll definitely see. We've seen he has the speed. We'll see what he can do here from the right side of the plate. It gives him a little bit of advantage, especially if he slaps it down the left field side. Fries from the windup with the pitch, and it's lined to the second baseman. Easy hop there for Nick Burdett, and it'll be a 1 pitch, 1 for 2 outs there in the inning. The majors need to work on getting Friars into the count here, as we've seen both Miller and Cleveland go down on 1 pitch. So we want to see if the majors will change their tactics at the plate. As Yuki Yasuda will be in here for his second at bat. That one's in there on the chest almost. In there for ball 1. Fries with the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Looked to be where he was aiming for the first pitch there. Bring the count to 1-1. That one's fouled off to the right field line. The fielder will look, but it is on the track and into the stands there as Yasuda goes to 1-2. Yasuda in there. And it's a bouncer up the middle. The shortstop there, Doug Parks, will throw it over to first base. Yasuda out on the ground out. And we go to the top of the 4th here. Tight rolling around along unlike last night. We'll see what will happen here for the rest of the night as the game continues to speed along.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
What we do here is go back.
And we're back here for the top of the fourth here. As a center fielder, Roger Keane will be in there to step in against Brandon Valentine will be in there for his second inning of work. The first pitch is a liner to left field. Second time we've seen the leadoff man go after the first pitch.
First baseman number 12, Matt McGovern.
And the first baseman pitcher, Matt McGovern, will be in for his second at bat. Now against his second pitcher, like we mentioned, Miguel Burgos only going 2 innings tonight, making sure he gets his work in before the playoffs. That one's high. Valentine set with a runner on first base. The pitch. Strike one, bring the count to 1-1. Like we mentioned earlier, tonight's game is just rolling along, unlike last night's where it was 10 after 9 before we were through 3 innings. The pitch, ball 2. He not taking a big lead off first base there. Red Sox haven't seen Valentine yet. That one's strike 2. Bring the count back to even. Valentine in the count. Looking for the payoff pitch to McGovern. The pitch, the strikeout. 2 out here in the inning.
Yeah.
And we checked that, 1 out in the inning.
1 for strikeout. For bringing trouble lovely.
4 strikeouts between Valentine and Burgos.
The designated hitter, number 20.
Victor Muse in the game here as we check the out-of-town scoreboard between Guelph and Kitchener are tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Like we mentioned earlier, that's an important game for Kitchener. As the pitch is in there for ball 1. Like we mentioned earlier, if Kitchener wins that game, it's a 1-game playoff between Kitchener and Barrie for the pennant. Ball 2 there to Muse. Valentine in there with strike 1, back in the count, getting himself comfortable. Left-handed pitcher, taller than Burgos, but I wouldn't say as tall as Giuliani Higuera, as that one is strike 2. Valentine working himself all the way back down from 2 balls to bring him back to 2-2, looking for the payoff pitch here, the pitch. And it'll be strike 3 on Muse. 2 out here with a runner on first base. Bring Evan Ryan to the plate. 5 strikeouts between the 2 pitchers already, only here in the 4th inning.
You can take them down to Buffalo Wild Wings at 1485 Southfield Road. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings!
Valentine with the pitch. Evan Ryan fouls that one back towards the London Majors dugout. Ball 1. Evan Ryan here in his first game, or second game in here, correction, with the Red Sox, as he's got a 2-1 count here in his favor. And that'll be checked. That looked to be a check swing, but also a foul as it hit Ambrose, and the umpire puts up 2 fingers on both sides, so it's a 2-2 count. Runner on first base. Valentine with the pitch, and it's a strikeout. 6 strikeouts on the game. The Majors and Red Sox tied 0-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. backs here, as we do realize that we are having some issues here. Carlos Artiega steps in. First pitch is in there for ball 1. Ball 2 to the major shortstop. That one's in there, strike 1. Artiega taking the whole way. That one's lined to center field and will be caught by the center fielder. Looked to be a good hit there, but it was right at the center fielder.
Left fielder, number 29, Izzy Pena.
Pena comes to the plate here. 1 out in the inning. That one's in there, strike 1 to the major's left fielder. That'll be up in the air for a while there as a second one to the center fielder.
The designated hitter, number 35, Cleveland Brownie.
And like I did mention, we do see the issues. We are working through them. Please stay with us, as it seems to be a Facebook issue, not an issue on our end. And like we've mentioned before, we are looking to improve this for you day by day. That one's in there, ball 1. Do we see Cleveland Brownlee here at 2-2? 2 out in the inning. That one's fouled off, keeping Brownlee alive. And we're back here. We do apologize for the technical issues here. Like we said, it seemed to be on Facebook, and it seemed that there was multiple people there that had lost the stream, but we are back in the top of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the bump for the Majors, number 34, Matt Bockwell. Also his birthday, him and Byron Reichstein sharing a birthday today.
Happy birthday for Matt. Yeah.
Miles wants me to call you. When he's going to play icy.
I don't have it. I told him. I left a message for him.
And we're back here in the top of the 5th inning. Abel Dos Santos in for the Red Sox, the pitcher here. Bockwell gets ahead on him 0-1, sorry. And like I said, we do apologize for the issues. Bockwell gets 0-2 on the pitcher. That one's in there for ball 1. 1-2. Bockwell with the pitch. It's a high curveball for strike 3, catching the top of the zone. Bockwell getting the strikeout here.
Left fielder, number 44, Mike Bucci.
Mike Bucci to the plate. Bockwell in there, strike 1. Bockwell's working very quickly here. That's what you want to see after he had a rough night last night against the Maple Leafs. You want to see him come back, get ahead on these Brantford Red Sox. Bockwell now with a 2-1 count. That one just misses the outside corner. Bringing the count to 3-1. 1 out here in the inning. Bockwell with the pitch, and it's lined to center field. Miles with a leaping catch there in left center for 2 outs in the inning. Bockwell working much quicker than he did last night, looking to make up for what happened last night, where he didn't unfortunately record it out, but he looks to get back at it here tonight. Catcher's in there, 8 here. That one's fouled back, putting the count at 0-2 to Muir. Bockwell looking to get out of the inning very quickly here. Pitch there is bounced in there, looking to get him to chase. 1-2. And Sharon, with the long weekend, Noah is enjoying himself at the cottage, getting some much needed time off before playoffs here, as we'll play We have 7 games to play series. So we'll look to get them some relaxation time before playoffs. Bockwell is now at a 2-2 count here, or 3-2, with 2 out in the inning. That one's chopped to the Carlos Artiega at short. Over to Josh Williams with a jump and catch. Tags Muir out at first base. And the inning is over. Bockwell working very quickly through the inning. We're tied at zeros going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Majors Red Sox on Majors TV.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? Then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Majors store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Majors store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning.
Josh Williams.
Josh Williams comes to the plate after a very successful night last night, like we mentioned earlier. We'll look to see what he can do here, as the Majors have been held to 1 hit. It's been a very low-hitting game. Both Majors and Red Sox pitching doing very well tonight, as Williams drives that one into the air. There'll be a short pop to the left fielder. Mike Gucci there in left field. Williams will be out on the high fly out, bring Mike Ambrose to the plate.
Your catcher, under 3-2, Mike Ambrose.
Ambrose steps to the plate here. As we see action still continuing in the Majors pen, as Fry is with the pitch. He's in there, strike 1. The Majors catcher having a very productive year, maybe not where he wants it, but a very productive year to manager Roop Chanderdat's liking. As in 34 games here, he has 107 at-bats with 20 RBIs. So he's definitely making sure he takes advantage of runners on base. Oh, 2 count here. The pitch from Fries. Ambrose chops that one foul into the Majors dugout. Keeping himself alive here. Taking a second to get himself work back in, ready to stay alive in the count. The pitch from Fries is up there. Ball 1. Ambrose swings at that breaking ball low in the zone. Will be out number 2.
Right fielder.
Bringing number 10, Kyle Gormandy, to the plate. Gormandy with the versatility can play left, can play first. We see him out in right field tonight. Definitely a clutch bat as he swings it over that pitch. 2 out here in the inning. That one's grounded to the second baseman. Over to the Matt McGovern at first, and it'll be the out. And the Majors go 1, 2, 3 as we see the inning come to an end. And we're back here for the top of the 6th inning. Matt Bockwell still on the mound. Him and Byron Reichstein sharing their birthday today as we see some action in the Brantford Red Sox pen as Fries has gone 5 innings, with 1 hit allowed and no runs. So we'll definitely see if the management team, as we know, Kevin Hussey was released from his position after a uneventful, we'll call it, start of the season, unfortunately, as Doug Park leads off there. Bockwell looking in for the pitch there from catcher Mike Ambrose. The wind up the pitch. That's in there, strike 1. Bockwell with the long arm delivery from the looks of here in the press box high above Labatt Memorial Park. Bockwell getting ahead 0-1. That one's driven to left field on the second pitch of the at-bat. It is Malpena. And Parks will take his base at first. Bringing up Nick Burdett, the second baseman here, getting his 3rd at-bat already tonight in the game. Bockwell with the pitch, blocked by Mike Ambrose. Ball 1. That one's in there. Ball 2 to the second baseman of the Red Sox, Nick Burdett. Ball 3 to Burdett from Bockwell. Bockwell losing the zone a little bit here to the second baseman, as the veteran Mike Ambrose will look to help him get it back into the count. That one's driven to center field. Miles Miller racing in there. It's drops, but Doug Parks was not even close to getting to second base, as Parks and Burdett will switch spots there on the fielder's choice on the drop to center field. So it'll be a single fielder's choice on that one, as Miles Miller threw out Parks from Yuki Yasuda. 1 out here in the inning. Roger Keane at the plate as that one bounces up. Back to the backstop, and Burdett will take second base. That one up here will be scored a wild pitch on Bockwell. Burdett now at 2. That one's in there, ball 2 to the junior on the roster, Roger Keane, center fielder in tonight's game. Keane will ground that one to third baseman Steve Froese. Out number 2. Burdett doesn't have the chance to move over to third base, so Bockwell is able to keep him at 2 with the ground out to third base. 2 out in the inning.
First baseman, number 12, Matt McGovern.
We want to thank everyone for watching tonight's game. The last regular season game before we take on the Welland Jackfish, starting next Tuesday in Welland, and Noah will have that one back on the call from Welland Stadium. Bockwell with a ball to lead off the at-bat. Strike 1, back to 1-1. Two and one to Roger Keane. Matt McGovern actually. Nick Burdett at second base. The pitch, driven foul. Bring the count to 2-2. Pitched from Bockwell is in there, strike 3, and that is the inning. McGovern doesn't agree with it as he'll talk to the umpire on his way back to the dugout, but it's strike 3. Bockwell gets out of the inning, leaving a runner at second base. And while we have an inning, or in between innings here, we'll take a look at the playoff schedule. The Majors will travel to Welland on Tuesday to face the Welland Jackfish to open the inning, or open the playoff series, as we'll go Welland, London. Tuesday, Thursday from Welland, Friday, Sunday, and note the start time on Sunday, 1:05 from beautiful Labatt Memorial Park, as it'll be a Sunday afternoon, and that'll be game 4. We'll have Noah and Dylan on the call for most of the games. Noah will be on, so will Dylan. I promise you will not have to hear my voice for all playoffs. I will be back on the field taking photos of our majors, as we will head to break here as we have a new pitcher in the game, and we'll let you know when we return. Live from Labatt Memorial Park.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
Nick Davies comes into the game here to pitch for the Brantford Red Sox, one of their only 3 available substitutions for the night. As we're in the bottom of the 6th here, still scoreless. Steve Froese at the plate for the Majors, as that one's in there, ball 1. Davies looks for the sign from from Muir, I apologize. As Froese lifts that one to right field, but will be caught. Out number 1.
Center fielder, number 13, Miles Miller.
As we see Miles Miller come into the game here, Miles had 2 triples last night, both into the right corner. As he'll bunt that one to Davies and over his glove, in there for a single. With Miles on the base path, it will cause havoc for the Red Sox. So we'll see what happens here, as that gives him a hit. Yuki Asuda here at the plate. 1 out here. Miles Miller, the speed demon, on first base, as we see the Kitchener Panthers take a 6-2 lead in Guelph. Oh, and that one pegs Yuki in the shoulder. The nicest guy on the team, and he'll run down to first base like nothing happened. Yasuda, if you ever have the chance to talk to him, will be the nicest guy you talk to in London. The Japanese native is very nice, very kind. He definitely wants to make sure everyone has a great time here at Labatt Memorial Park. As now we have Miller in scoring position. Miller this year in 13 games has 5 stolen bases. So he's definitely a threat, even to steal third base here, as Carlos Artiega comes to the plate. Drives that one to center field, and it's going to drop in front of the center fielder. Miles, the speed demon, around third. Coming home, it'll be the first run of the game for the Majors. Carlos Artiega bloops one into center field. The Majors lead 1-0. Yasuda comes around to third. Artiega on first with the big power bat, Ismael Pena. Izzy Pena here will look to drive one into the gap or even a bloop to the outfield to drive in Yuki Yasuda, who was hit on the shoulder and came around to third on the Carlos Artiega single. Pena with the pitch, and that one's high, and Yuki will come in on the pitch, and Carlos will go all the way from first to third on the pass ball. Carlos, we saw him do that in Welland on a error by the catcher, and now we see him do that tonight on a pass ball first to third. The Majors have to use the speed. You don't want to give up on any game, as it's now 2-0 Majors. Pena with the 1-1 count here, 1 out in the inning. Carlos Artiega on all the way over to third base on the ball by the junior. As we see the infield come in for the Red Sox, trying to cut down Carlos Artiega at home. Anything on the infield. As Davies with the pitch, and Pena drives that one to the gap, and it's caught by the center fielder as Carlos Artiega will come in on the tag, and an amazing catch by the center fielder, Roger Keane, the junior center fielder for the Red Sox tonight, as he lays out and makes the the catch there. Carlos comes in to score, giving the Majors a 3-0 lead on a flyout by Pena, but in an amazing catch by Roger Keane.
Cleveland Brownlee.
As that'll bring Cleveland Brownlee to the plate. Matt McGovern, who is in as a coach for the Red Sox after the release of Kevin Hussey, will come in and talk to his junior pitcher here as the always dangerous Cleveland Brownlee is at the plate. And I'm sure McGovern is saying throw off speed, because that is what Cleveland's going to get out at as we see him swing his new Abo Lion King bat. And that one's in there as a breaking ball. Like we said, probably what they are going to throw Cleveland Brownlee. No 1 count, 2 out here in the inning. Majors score 3 in the inning to give them a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cleveland Brownlee at the plate. That one's off the pitcher's glove, flipped to the shortstop from the second baseman, Nick Burdett. A fancy little flip there, but I don't think with it being so far away and the height that he got on that flip was going to get it Cleveland Brownlee at first. So that'll be Cleveland Brownlee at first base, bringing up the big Josh Williams to the plate. Williams to the plate as we see Cleveland dancing around there at first. Cleveland, not a speed demon like he was when he first arrived in London. As his first few years in London, he had 12 stolen bases his third year in London in 2013. So it's not like Cleveland will be running here. But Josh Williams definitely a power bat now as he's found his groove with the majors. As that one's going to get through the shortstop. Cleveland's going to jog to second. Williams at first. And this is what the majors need. A rally here in the middle of the game to get the team going, get the win for the team going into playoffs. Two out here in the inning. We've seen this before. The majors getting hits together, getting runs together with 2 out. Talk to many fans and they say, 2 out, it doesn't matter where they are in the order. The majors can get runs at 2 outs. Ambrose lays off that one for ball 1. As we look at the stats and we look for Davies on point streak here, and this is his first IBL appearance in the season. As we get in later in the season, a lot of guys going to school, going back to work, working full time. This is a working man's league, so it's hard for guys to commit, especially on makeup games like this. 2-0 the count for the majors catcher, and he swings through that one. A good fastball by the young pitcher. Brownlee at 2, Williams at 1. We saw Williams steal a bag, but I doubt we see that here with 2 out in the inning, as Mike Ambrose does have the power to get one in the gap as the count goes to 2-2. Two and two. 2 is on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Mike Ambrose, number 32, at the plate. The pitch from Davies. And that's in there. Pass ball on the catcher, Aiden Muir. As that'll bring Cleveland to 3, Williams to 2. Cleveland faking like he's going to go home there. We all know, like I mentioned earlier, Cleveland does not have the speed like we've seen Miller, Archie, and Yasuda. So I doubt we see Cleveland go on that one, as it was a slow roller to the backstop, but a throw will definitely beat him on that. Full count here, 2 out. Runners will not be off on the pitch now that they're in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. Davies set, Ambrose set. The pitch. And Ambrose will strike out on that. Not happy with that one, as he had 2 runners in scoring position. And we'll take a break here, going to the top of the 7th inning. Majors lead 3-0. And we're back here in the top of the 7th inning as Victor Muse, the pitcher in the DH position tonight, will face Matt Bockwell as Bockwell gets ahead there 1-0. Or sorry, 0-1. 0-1 here. He gets the strike, and that'll be a foul ball. 0-2. Bockwell having himself a great bounce back performance as after last night's performance. Oh and 2 here, and that curveball is in there for a strike. 0-3 goes Muse as Bockwell throws that hanging curveball to catch the top of the zone, getting the strikeout to lead off the inning, with Evan Ryan, the third baseman, coming in. Bockwell pitching well tonight. That's going to be a chopper to Carlos Arteaga. Quickly thrown over to Josh Williams. And that's out number 2 on one pitch. Bockwell making quick work of these Brantford Red Sox here in the top of the 7th inning. As we check out the Kitchener Panthers score again, 6-2. It's looking more and more like we will see a one-game playoff tomorrow night between Barrie and Kitchener for the IBL pennant. As De Los Santos is in there, gets a first pitch ball. That one's in there, ball 2. Bockwell has a 2-1 count here. That one's 2-2, a high swing and miss for for Abel De Los Santos. Again, we look at the lineup. They have 3 pitchers batting tonight. They have Matt McGovern, Victor Muse, and Abel De Los Santos in the game here. As that one's chopped to Carlos Arteaga. De Los Santos has speed and beats out the throw. Close there at 1 though, but he does beat it out, putting runner on first base. Bockwell throws that hanging curveball outside of the zone for ball 1. Bockwell's worked 2 2/3 here. That one is line foul, not off my car, thankfully, as I did not park over there. It may be off announcer Dave Woody's car, though. As we go to a 1-1 count. Los Santos on first. That one's in there, ball 2. Bockwell with the pitch. And that one's outside. 3-1 to left fielder Mike Lucci. Majors lead here 3-0 as that one's chopped to Josh Williams. Bockwell covering the bag. Will step on 1. 3 out here in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Majors up 3-0.
Are you looking for that perfect birthday gift this summer? then make sure you visit the London Majors team store located under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com. The Major store has lots of different items including t-shirts, game-used jerseys, hoodies, and Collins Majors socks, compliments of Collins clothiers. The Major store also has multiple different styles of London Majors official New Era caps. So make sure you visit us under the grandstand at home games or online at londonmajors.com.
We're back here with Kyle Gormandy coming to the plate here, number 10. Gormandy in the game here in right field. Like we mentioned, the versatility of the game here. He can play left field, right field, first base. Tonight, like I said, we see him here in right field. Davies with the pitch, and it's outside, ball one. Gormandy has had himself a good year so far. Limited to being off the bench most games, but has definitely had himself a good year. Hitting for .234 this year with 3 RBIs. That one's in there, ball 2. 2-1 count to Gormandy. Gormandy chops that one as it'll die in the grass. McGovern will step on first. 1 out here in the inning. As the Majors' third baseman, the bearded man, Steve Froese, the native of St. Thomas, will come to the plate here. Froese 0 for 2 in the game here, hitting .241 on the season. That one's in there, strike 1. The count now 1-1 to the Majors' third baseman. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on the Saturday night. It's definitely, like we mentioned earlier, the makeup game is harder for a lot of people to make. So if you can't make it down, we are glad you are able to tune in here to Majors TV. As a 2-1 count to the Majors' third baseman, Steve Froese. We still see action in the Majors' pen. Nick Davies gets a high pop out to right field. Everybody running after it. The right fielder, Abel De Los Santos, Also a pitcher, like we've mentioned throughout this game, making the catch, losing his hat just outside of our camera view. That'll bring up the speedy Miles Miller to the plate. 2 out in the inning with Miller coming up.
Next up for your majors, the center fielder, 13, Miles Miller.
Miller 1 for 2 here in the game. That one's in there, strike 1. To the speedy center fielder. We've seen him make some great catches tonight in the outfield, covering lots of ground out in center field. The 402 sign is a long way out there, so it's definitely good to have someone that can cover lots of ground. As that one's popped up, foul to the third base side, and it'll be caught by the third baseman, Evan Ryan, to end the inning. Rangers go down 1-2-3, bringing up the top of the 8th inning.
Substitutions are coming.
And we're back here as we look at multiple changes here on the major side of out here, as we see Izzy Pena is now into pitch for the game, and that will move. We need a new left fielder, which brings Evan Britt into left field, and Jonathan Thibodeau behind the plate now. So we have 3 new players into the game, and we'll see what happens here with the batting order as manager Roop Chanadat's out there to talk to the umpires. It assumes that Izzy will still hit here in the inning, but we will go through and keep you posted as we go through the inning, as we are here in the 8th inning. Top of the 8th.
You got your Aiden Muir.
Aiden Muir into lead off for the Red Sox. As we are flying through tonight's game. Izzy Pena in for his first inning of work. As that one's in there, ball 1. That one's in there, strike one, a swinging strike. That one is bounced to third baseman Steve Froese. Over to Josh Williams, the big target there at first base. An easy catch for him. As again, fans, Noah Smith will be back for the playoffs, as we gave him the weekend off to enjoy cottage life for the long weekend. And he will be back starting Tuesday night from Welland. Jackfish versus Majors, 4-5 matchup. Always a good matchup. No matter what sport you're playing, it's always a good matchup. So we'll see what happens there as we'll travel down to Welland, the Majors TV crew. As Doug Parks will lead off the inning here. Doug Parks here with a foul back to the screen. 0-1 the count. 1 out in the inning. Pena has him foul that one off the upper screen of Labatt Memorial Park. 0-2. 1 out. Pena, like we mentioned earlier, one of the rarities in the IBL, a pitcher, first baseman, left fielder, right fielder. I think the only place he could play is not right field, or is catcher. As I look from the press box here, look down to the Red Sox bullpen, and there's action in the bullpen there. And I look down to the London Majors dugout, or bullpen, and there is designated hitter Cleveland Brownlee is in there throwing. So I'm not sure if he is just throwing for the fun of it, or we're actually going to see the big designated hitter throw. If we see him throw, it will be the biggest rarity in the IBL this year. As Pena has a 2-2 count. That's in there for ball 3. Izzy, who hasn't pitched in a while. We'll see what happens here. The 3-2 pitch, that's skied. Foul down the right side. We'll get out of play off the roof. And fans, if you think I'm lying, I am not. Cleveland Brownlee is warming up in the pen. We don't know if it's a joke or if he's just playing around to get us all excited, but he is down there throwing to a catcher. It looks to be Evan Britt down there. Sorry, no, Matt Bockwell down there, who is catching in the pen. As that's in there for strike 3. Out number 2. We're getting a little distracted up here with Brownlee pitching in the pen.
Number 25.
As Doug Park strikes out there for out number 2. Dylan, this is one game we wish you were here to see this live. And although you get the night off as well, enjoying New York, this is one game, if Cleveland gets in, you definitely want to see. If you're not watching this game live, this is something you will definitely go back and look at in the highlights. If we do get the chance here, I will move the camera over to show you Cleveland Brownlee pitching in the bullpen, as Izzy Pena has a 1-0 count, moving to 1-1. One count on Nick Burdett. Pena with the pitch. As Burdett is spun around like a top on that one. Pena with the 1-2, 2 out, none on. Top of the 8th inning here. And that one is lined to Steve Froese, who's got great range over there at third base. Will throw out Burdett. And that is the inning. Top of the 8th. We're going to go to the bottom of the 8th here. And hopefully the Majors can put a little more runs on the board in the inning here. Fans, we're back here with number 41, another junior in the Red Sox lineup. Eric Lindsay, number 41, is in to pitch for the Red Sox. As we see a meeting on the mound between the catcher and the pitcher, and obviously that's going to happen when you have a new pitcher in the game and in your roster as a junior call-up. We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This game rolling along. It's only 9:30. This time last night, we were in the 4th inning, fans. 4th inning. It was a long one for sure. As Yuki Yasuda is in there. The first pitch is in there for ball 1. Yasuda took that hard pitch to the shoulder, upper shoulder earlier in the game here. 3-0 the score here for the Majors. That one's in there, ball 2. Yasuda definitely someone who will work the count for him to get himself something he wants to see and something he will hit. That one is lined to right field, and that'll get down. That'll get into the corner past De Los Santos. Deep into the corner. Yasuda rounding second, heading to third, and he'll be in there standing up. Yasuda. The Majors keep running hard. That is 4 triples. Sorry, 3, yes. 4 triples in 2 games. Miller with 2 last night, Arteaga with 1, and now Yasuda here with 1 in this game. 4 triples, 2 games. Speed kills, folks. Speed kills in this game.
Arteaga.
Yasuda on third base with Carlos Arteaga. The Red Sox infield in, trying to cut down the run. It's still only a 3-0 game, so it's definitely something they can come back from, as that one's high in on Carlos. He didn't come back. Probably would have caught him high in the chops. As now we see John Fitzsimmons warming up just softly down there. The throw from Eric Lindsay's in the dirt. Ball 2 to the Major shortstop, Carlos Arteaga. Lindsay with the set, the pitch to Arteaga. That one's in there, ball 3. In the dirt once again. 3-0 the count. You got to assume Arteaga gets the hold on this to take all the way, as we haven't seen Lindsay put one in the strike zone yet. And he takes that one completely, not even lifting the bat off his shoulder. That one's in there, strike 1. Yasuda standing on third. The Red Sox infield on the cut line of the grass. Looking to cut down Yasuda at the plate as Lindsay comes inside. Ball 4. Runners at first and third. None out for the Majors. As now the pitcher, Izzy Pena, will come to the plate. As we're going to take a look at the Kitchener score here. Kitchener is still leading 6-2. Bottom 7. With Brady Schnurr on the mound for the Panthers. The Panthers win this game. It is a 1-game playoff tomorrow night in Barrie for the IBL pennant. We've seen this before. London actually did this before and won the pennant. So we'll see what happens tonight in Guelph as Pena takes that one just on the outside corner for strike 1. Runners at first and third. Speed on first and third, I should say. Evan Britt on deck. Pena at the plate with power. Fouls that one back off the center of the screen. 0-2 the count to the Majors pitcher. The fans cheering on Pena and the Majors. The best fans, the most fans in the league, as we saw last night. Close to 2,800 people here last night at Labatt Memorial Park on a Friday night. Beautiful night for baseball. That one's lined down the first base line into the corner. Pena around first, heading to second. Carlos getting the wave. Yuki already in. Carlos in. The Majors are up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pena drives in 2 as the pitcher, giving the Majors a 5-0 lead here. 7 hits, 5 runs. That's definitely a well average here when you look at the difference. As we see Robert Doyle come in, pitch run for Robert Doyle. So we'll see what happens next inning for the pitcher, as we'll either see John Fitzsimmons or, like I mentioned earlier, Cleveland Brownlee pitching. As we see number 45, Evan Britt, who came in to the left field when Pena came in to pitch. Doyle on second, the pinch runner. Lindsay with the pitch. Britt swings and misses. Strike one. Promise you fans, if Cleveland Brownlee goes into this game to pitch, we will make sure this goes viral. That one's in there, ball one. One and one the count, none out. Runner on second is the new pinch runner, Robert Doyle. As we see the pen for the majors now is quiet. Braden Farrington, John Fitzsimmons standing. No action in the Red Sox pen. It looks to be Lindsay's game from here out. As Brett will swing and miss, but it gets to the backstop. Doyle moved to third. Still none out here. All Brett has to do is put it in the air in the outfield for Doyle to come in to tag up. .9:40 here at night. We're speeding through this game. The game started at 7:40, so we're 2 hours into this game. Majors leading 5-0 as that one's in there, ball two. 2-2 the count. Doyle at third base. Was in for the pinch runner as he replaced Izzy Pena. Moved over on the pass ball as Britt will slap that one to the second baseman, Nick Burdett. Doyle comes in to score. It is a 6-0 lead for the Majors. And that'll bring up Josh Williams. Williams had his first career stolen base in the IBL last night. Is definitely getting back into the groove of things like we mentioned.
First baseman, number 37, Josh
Playing
Williams.
first base tonight. Played in the Petco League for the Evansville Otters. The Toronto native here, playing in London. As he slaps that one back up the middle, giving him a single. Williams now 2 for 4 in the game. 2 singles. Bringing up Jonathan Thibodeau to the plate, the catcher.
Now batting the catcher, number 48, Jonathan Thibodeau.
Only one out here in the inning as Evan Britt grounded out to the second baseman, Nick Burdett. As we see the birthday boy, Byron Reichstein, talking to the much taller Josh Williams over there at first base. Reichstein getting the night off on his birthday here. Thibodeau at the plate, waiting the pitch from Lindsay. Pitches high in the zone, ball one. As we see, the pen is very quiet right now for the Majors. Thibodeau with the swing, fouls that one off. 1-1 the count. Williams on one. The junior Eric Lindsay in pitching for the Red Sox. The Red Sox having a tough season this year. Only winning 5 games this year, as that one's in there, strike 2. Williams taking a small lead off first base, as that one's in there for a strike as Thibodeau swung at that one. He can't advance on the pass ball though, as first base was taken, and it wasn't far enough for Williams to get to second. 2 out in the inning, 1 on. Bringing up Kyle Gormandy to the plate to face Eric Lindsay.
Right fielder, number 10, 5.
We want to remind everybody that we will be back Tuesday night from Welland Stadium. Noah Smith will be on the call. The first game of the playoffs as we take on the number 4 seed Welland Jackfish. As Gormandy looks at ball 1. Gormandy 0 for 3 tonight as he fouls that one back. Guelph has scored a run, making it 6-3 in Guelph at David E. Hastings Stadium. Guelph looking to come back in that game. If Guelph's able to come back, Barrie will take the pennant. The score stays the same. Kitchener and Barrie, 1-game playoff for the IBL pennant. Gormady swings and misses at that one. 1-2 the count. That one's in there on the corner, strike 3. Gormady not impressed with that one. We'll walk back to the dugout. We'll see what will happen here. For the bullpen, as it looks like it's going to be John Fitzsimmons. Unfortunately, fans, it'll be John Fitzsimmons as we don't see Cleveland Brownlee come out. But we see the always dominant Fitzsimmons come to the mound in the last regular season game, and we will take a break here and be back for the top of the 9th.
Chances are, if you've been out to a London Majors game this season, then you've noticed all the advertisements around the field. If you're wondering how you can get your business involved, then reach out to us and we can put you in touch with Angela at angela@londonmajors.com. We can help you find innovative ways to help your business grow with the London Majors.
And we're back here in the top of the 9th inning. Majors looking to end the regular season here on the positive note. 6-0, top of the 9th inning. John Fitzsimmons, the always dominant Fitzsimmons, in the game here to face Roger Keane, the center fielder. As we look at Fitzsimmons on the season, probably the only pitcher with over 20 innings. He has 32 strikeouts and an ERA of 0.00. No, fans, that's not the All Formation famous NBA commercial 0.00 stat line. No, John Fitzsimmons has an ERA of 0.00 in 20 innings pitched. So the always dominant Fitzsimmons in the game here. As he has a 2-1 count, Thibodeau out. Just to have a quick conversation as he took that foul ball slightly off the dome of the head. Maybe give him some time just to catch his breath there. Fitzsimmons now a more mature Fitzsimmons after he pitched in multiple leagues. He pitched for Cleveland and Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. Fitzsimmons, as we look at his previous stats here, Kansas City in rookie ball, Cleveland Indians in A ball, the LA Angels in Double A, and spent some time in 2017 in the Can-Am League with the Quebec team there, as he strikes him out for his 33rd strikeout of the season. One out here, top of the ninth. Majors leading 6-0 in the game. Red Sox down to their final 2 outs. Fitzsimmons always dominant here against the first baseman Matt McGovern, as Fitzsimmons gets ahead with that foul. 0-1. McGovern fouled that one way off, probably out onto Wilson Street, as that one flew over the ticket booths out there out front. Fitzsimmons with the pitch, and that one's lined to center field. Miles racing, and Yuki racing out, and Yuki reaches above his head to make the catch. 2 out in the inning. Red Sox down to their last out of the regular season. Fitzsimmons looking to make history with zeros on the ERA, as that'll bring in number 2, Brady Palomu, the pinch hitter.
Number 2, Brady Pomerleau.
The last available piece on the Red Sox bench, as Fitzsimmons looks to get ahead of him. 0-1 here with a fastball. Being at practice, you see Fitzsimmons throwing in the bullpen, throwing live. The cutter, the fastball are ridiculous when you see it, as that one's in there in the dirt. 1-1. Like we mentioned, Fitzsimmons pitched all the way up to Double A for the LA Angels back in 2017. Pitched in 7 games. Had 9 strikeouts, his most dominant year in A and Double A would be back in 2014 in rookie ball for the Kansas City Royals, where he had 19 strikeouts in 13 games, 18 innings. With a 3-1 count here to Palomero. Fitzsimmons gets the strike. Brady did not think that was a strike, moving the count to 3-2. Red Sox down to their final strike of the regular season. Fitzsimmons kicking at the dirt, knowing that this is a big strike here. He can strike out Palomero here. He will make history with zeros on the board on ERA. That one's in there. Strike 3. Majors win. Majors win to end the season, the regular season, 6-0. The Majors win. Fitzsimmons comes in, closes the door, gets the 3 outs here as we go to the field and see the Majors celebrating with a 6-0 win over the Brantford Red Sox.
This thing has a mind of its own, I swear. Majors win! Majors win.
Fitzsimmons comes in, closes the door. 6-0.
The Brantford Red Sox. He hits.
The Majors will be back at it Tuesday night against Welland to open the playoffs.
See you in the playoffs.
Tuesday night will be the first
Friday is the first home game here at Labatt Park.
playoff game, as we will be at home for
Chances are, if you've been out,
the first home game will be Friday, August 9th at 7:30. That'll be the first home playoff game. But you can definitely make the travel down on a Tuesday or Thursday there for the first and second game in Welland against the Jackfish. Go Majors. We're going fishing, folks. We're going fishing in the playoffs, and we're going to take on the Jackfish here. Round 1 starts Tuesday. Noah Smith will have the call on Majors TV. For all of us here at Labatt Memorial Park and Majors TV, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you Tuesday night in the playoffs.